You ever wonder why in most fighting shows there is always that time where a person feels they've just lost everything or is just dealing with every sort of stress imaginable and just needs to be calm, centered, and relax the mind, and then find themselves sitting under a waterfall or on a mountain or in a Shaolin temple sitting cross-legged with their eyes closed trying to find inner peace? Some people may actually blow this off, but it's actually one of the most powerful exercises one can do to help strengthen not just the body or the mind. Yo there, dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade is here. And today we're going to be talking about an exercise that not everyone does. Like, it's actually a rare thing for people to do that I've noticed. Now, everyone always thinks the only way to get stronger is to
I lift things up and put them down.
And in a metaphysical sort of way, you're not 100% wrong. Resistance to strengthen the muscles is very important, but one exercise most neglect is the mind. Here's the sad reality. We all age. No matter how hard we train or work out, our bodies will naturally start to decline. So if you've been doing nothing but lifting and neglecting your mind, that's going to be a massive hindrance later on in life. But there is a way to keep you strong with meditation. Now, I know a lot of people are zoning out already, like, man, that nonsense and like a hippie humming to yourself, get out of here. Trust me, I thought it was BS for a long time too, but honestly, it is one of the best things you can do for yourself to benefit you and those around you. I'm going to be slightly discussing the most recent Samurai Jack episode, so here's the time I stopped talking about it for those who haven't seen it yet, and after you watch it, come back to this video and rewatch this part. Now, in last night's Samurai Jack episode, Jack, in a very similar fashion to Aang and Korra of the Avatar series, meditates himself into a spirit-esque world where he must find his sword. Jack is told in the spirit world he must blend a balanced tea to satisfy the spiritual monk's needs, but he is told he is off balance by his rage, his anger, his frustration, and he must conquer that before being able to attain his legendary sword again. He doesn't try to bottle it up. He faces his negative emotions, accepts why he became that way, and then uses it to cleanse himself, and then becomes relaxed to become a better person to move forward, and then he is able to become balanced and get his blade once again. It's a common trope for heroes in media to go through some stresses, meditate, find their center, and then come back better people for it. Buttercup in the Powerpuff Girls episode Make Zen to Me goes to meditate at a Shaolin temple and better learns how to control her violent tendencies. Genji from Overwatch was left for dead by his brother Hanzo and hated his deformed body but found peace with the help of Zenyatta. Garnet helps Sylvani clear her mind from stresses in a beautiful song number. Aang and Korra use it to speak to their past lives or when situations are in dire need and they need a clear mind to think properly about their actions because, everyone depends on the avatar. If you have a clear mind, you can better control your own reactions without spazzing out over little stuff. Also, as you've seen in many fighting shows or movies, many martial artists do it to help them with self-discipline, focus, awareness, and it helps them stay calm in the heat of battle. Son Goku and Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z always use meditation as training to relax the mind to be more lethal in combat since they have better control over their state of being. Even Krillin in Dragon Ball Super relaxed his mind so he wouldn't start panicking in the forest when he was trying to help Goku, save himself, even though it makes no sense. I'm not even going to get into that right now. But even real life athletes and business moguls use meditation to get on top of their game because they're having $1 million deals or they have to be absolutely focused and calm when they're in the heat of battle, like, going at it, like working their asses off. Remember this, the goal of meditation isn't to control your negative thoughts, but to let them stop controlling you in a negative way. I'll tell you guys a story. Like, this is a story I don't like talking about it because it makes me feel like a scumbag because I've said this story several times before on this channel. But back in 2015, I was just going through so much stress. Like, I was just going through pain. Like, I had lost my grandmother that year. I was working full-time at Burger King. I was going to college full-time too, so I was just stressed out from work and that, and just working fast food was just horrible. And then I was having issues with friends, and then I was just getting so stressed out. And then this one day, I got into an argument with one of my closest friends who helped me basically help me become who I am today with like all this stuff, like, help me fitness stuff, help me with like food knowledge, all this stuff. Just helped me realize, I could be better than what I was, and was just a good close friend of mine, and I generally cared about them, and they helped me so much. I forget what it was. I was doing this thing. It was like my fault because I don't know. I instigated some stupid argument because I was really stressed out, and they started arguing back to me, of course. And I didn't, since I was all stressed out, I could have let it go, But since I was all stressed out from all this other stuff, I just, went, no, what the heck's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? This is bullshit. Talk to me like an adult. Why are you doing that? All right, doesn't make sense. And I just went off and I just started hounding this person, the person who was like one of my closest friends and helped me so much. And I just started like losing my crap, basically, just spazzing on them. Like they basically blocked me on all their stuff. And I was like, when I came to, like, I just realized, like, what the hell did I do that for? I don't like that. I did that. And so after that, I tried to make up, but they, like, practically made it clear that they didn't want anything to do with me. And it was just, it hurt like hell. It hurt like hell that I had this person who, helped me so much, cared about me. And then, like, this one day that I really wish I could just go back and stop. I wish I could just go back in time and just stop that day, just grab myself, like, no, just let it go. Because if I had done that and, like, just let them say their part and then go away, I could have, made up with them later on probably. But this whole thing is just something that I stick with every single day. And my mind just became like this inner cesspool of hate, sadness, depression. I was like, I'm telling you guys, I was freaking depressed. I was destroyed. Like, I hate when I'm a bad guy in a situation. So that just completely decimated me. I was man enough to admit it. I'm mad enough to say, like, I fucked up. I did. It was my fault. It was my honest opinion. Like, my actions caused the result. So it sucks, but that's when I first found about meditation, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna actually try this because I'm just depressed. I'm working, I'm going to school full time, my grades are slipping, I'm spazzing on customers now, and I can't. I need this job. I need to finish college. I need to get on with my life. But it was just a hellish experience, and I want to make up with them, but they made it clear that they don't want to, so I have to just move on, and I respect that. When I started doing it seriously at first, I was like, why the hell do characters do this for training? I do not see the point of this. But then it took 4 days. Like, I just didn't know, because first I didn't know what I was supposed to think about, and then I did learn, okay, this is how I focus on it, and this is what I do. And then after like 4 days, for me it was 4 days, like the benefits just started coming in house. I was just like, okay, wow, I'm gonna stay consistent with this. That was like in 2015, like in September, October, I believe. Hell, I am way more disciplined with my health and fitness goals now. I feel I have much better control over my emotions. I'm more productive. My temper is a lot more controlled, so I don't snap on people like I did back then. I don't procrastinate as much as I used to. I'm a lot more focused on my goals. Like, any goal I have, I'm a lot more focused on it. And also, the key thing, I feel a lot more relaxed. Example of this is, like, when I was in college still at the time, my mind used to just wander in class. It was just, that's a natural thing. I just would wander. But after doing like meditation for a long time, I was able to just focus on what the teacher was saying, and I was actually retaining the information. It wasn't like, it was like, usually I would just like goof off and wander around, but I was watching it and I was understanding. It was like sticking. It was like actually sticking in my brain, and I was able to do better on all my grades. Like, my grades started going up because I started meditating that semester. In some schools, they actually started using meditation as a substitute for detention and just have a period where children can mellow out. Also, I worked fast food. If you've ever worked in retail or fast food, that is just, you deal with the worst type of people, because first off, they're angry and they're hungry. So before, I would just kind of be like, fuck you, whatever. But after meditating for a long time, I was able to just keep my cool. And then I could look at people who would spaz out over little things and just be like, really? And then that's another thing I really enjoy about meditation, is it helps you just be the voice of reason or stay cool. Like, if there's a situation where everyone is spazzing out and just like losing their crap, like, oh my god, I'm panicking, what the hell am I supposed to do? And there's like the one guy who's level-headed, like, hey, let's think about this rationally, let's focus and calm down. That is the one I want to lead the group. That's the Optimus Prime of the group. You're automatically just staying calm and collected and leading us out of here, because you don't want someone to spaz or collect it. Like, I see people spaz out on the road because, or like they drop something. Like, a guy dropped his drink the other day and he was just like, my whole freaking life is over, god damn, and he's just like spazzing out. And I'm just like, dude, if you can't handle this one little thing, how can you handle something really, really bad happens to you. So that is a key thing about meditation right there. It's just like it helps you just have such level-headedness. Like it helps you just become a nice, mellow person where you're relaxed and you can think about stuff rationally and you're not as stressed out. Another thing, when you're stressed out all the time, your cortisol levels rise and your body's natural testosterone goes down. And cortisol is a stress hormone produced in the hypothalamus of the brain that's released. And having high levels of it in the body when you're super stressed out is not a good thing at all for your body whatsoever. So meditation can actually help with that. So if you're like meditation more calm, then you'll be less stressed out, and then your gains would actually be better because you have more natural testosterone. I know I've just talked about like the benefits and stuff like that, but now people are probably like, Jax, well, how do we do it? All right, well, this is how I personally do it. There are many different ways to try meditation, but this is what I personally do. So I typically like to sit like Avatar Last Airbender style. Like I feel like a core Avatar. Like you don't have to sit cross-legged. You can easily just sit in a chair. And what I do is I close my eyes and I breathe through my nose and then I breathe out through my mouth. So I like to do deep breath in, deep breath out. And what I really want to focus on is the breath. I don't think about anything else. I don't let my mind wander. And this is a tough thing because your mind will naturally wander, especially if you're a beginner. Your mind will just naturally wander off all over the place. But what I do is I just focus on the breath. The best visualization I can say is imagine your brain is a blue sky. A sky. Imagine your brain is a sky. A nice blue sky is there, but storm clouds are coming in. Those storm clouds are just negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative that. So when you breathe in, breathe out, you're pushing away those storm clouds and it's helping you get mental clarity. Another way to do it is like if there's a glass of water and if you keep putting droplets in water, you see it like ripple up. But then when the water stops and is clear, you're able to see all the stuff, whether it be good or bad, and you're able to focus on it. So that's what I do. And what I really, really do is I just breathe in, breathe out. And that helps me focus. I do that for 15 to 20 minutes and I really have to stay focused. If you need help with this, then it's easy. Like I'll put a GIF on the screen right now. So just watch this, mimic your breath to that, and then close your eyes and try to do it for 15, 20 minutes. You feel like a freaking Jedi once you master this. And I know some of this may seem bogus, but trust me, stick with it. If you stick with it, you will be so grateful and like it'll be better for your life and you'll be better for your family life. This is one thing where I'm less like, if more people meditate, there'd be like less, anger and violence and shit like that, because it's just like you're so mellow and calm and you're able to focus better and you're able to just go have better control of yourself. And after doing that meditation for about 15, 20 minutes, I open my eyes and I feel like I'm just in a peaceful, tranquil state, just like in like everything just feels clear. I feel just nice and relaxed and I'm able to get on my day and like realize this is what I got to accomplish today. I feel a hell of a lot better. So I personally do it daily, but if you're a beginner, I would say do it 3 to 4 days a week, just get the practice down. And you may not be able to do 10 minutes, so maybe start with 5 minutes, just trying to get that down. And then, after 7 days of doing that, do, 10 minutes. And then after 10 days, like try 15 minutes. I've been doing this since 2015, so I do it every single day for at least 15, 20 minutes minimum. And if I don't do it, then I'm more agitated, like a little stuff will irk you. So that's the like little throwback of it. If you do meditation for a long time, so the point where it becomes natural, and then you're just like got this perfect Zen thing going on, but then like you don't do it for a while, then you start to get agitated easier. So I say it's important to stick with it. And then I'll read you guys a quote. If you are like most people, you will find that distraction arise nearly instantly. Once you recognize that you've left the meditation and are distracted by a train of thought, you should simply return to breath without chastising or criticizing yourself. In fact, you should have no expectation whatsoever about how well your meditation goes. Lust of result is the biggest obstacle to meditation. Recognize that thoughts emanate from nothing and dissipate into nothing. Rest in the breath and in the primordial awareness. In all likelihood, you will. At first, spend most of your meditation session doing a little bit, being distracted, recognizing it, and returning to the breath only to be distracted again. Many of my students find that themselves that the situation claim that they can't meditate and give up. What they don't realize is that they are meditating. They are training their minds to recognize when it's not acting according to their will and bringing it back from distraction. Also, there are apps like Headspace and Breathe and many YouTube videos that are guided meditations that actually help with this stuff. So if you ever need any help, I'll leave some little beginner stuff below so you guys can try it out and some stuff to read. But this was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun to make, and I'm glad I was able to share something I do. And then I'm glad Samurai Jack brought it up in their last episode, even though, you know, this whole season so far has just been great to me. And I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned it, and I hope you can go home and try and practice it a bit, because, like, trust me, it helps so much with, like, just stress, and you feel so much better. Like, 2015 was my worst year, and 2016 was, like, the best year ever, like I mentioned several times before for me, and just helped me a lot, and I hope it can help you a lot. And if you guys really want to support me, you can always go over to my Patreon page. Like, I have some great results for the price of a vending machine snack, so if you want to try those out, go ahead, and, you know, always be sure you can follow me on my social media accounts below. And remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, don't forget, Momentai. It's gonna be May.